I think Charlie Kirk was wrong saying that the United States was founded as a Christian nation.
Yep.
And even if that was true, that is something that Christian values themselves are undefined. And so it doesn't necessarily give us a functional thing to base the United States off of, whether that's morally, whether that's politically, in whatever sense of the way that he meant it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, except for, I mean, he had a whole argument caked out about how the original states actually required you to be a Christian, be sworn in as a Christian if you were going to serve in office. There was like 9 out of the 13 colonies.
I think it was more.
It was maybe even more. And then all of our morality, all of our laws originally were based, I mean, the very idea that all humans are created equal is based in the Christian religion. But I'm totally with you. He had, a weight that he would measure against on, separation versus of church and state. But I mean, like, he would have people come up and say, hey, gay people are not allowed to be in the conservative movement, right? You how dare you be a Christian and conservative and you accept these gay people? And he's saying, no. Politics and my personal beliefs are completely separate. You're welcome in. That's un-American. That's unconservative. We need to allow these people to come and talk. What you do at night and what you do it with doesn't concern me in politics.
But are you agreeing or disagreeing that the United States itself was founded on Christianity
I would
and Christian
say,
values?
I mean, the Constitution says God, the word God in it, like 4 or 5 times.
Do you know where?
There's,
Because I know the only part of the Constitution that I'm aware of when it was originally written, where it mentioned God at all, was when it said that they shall not require religious tests to be part of any part of somebody coming into office. Because Charlie Kirk was right.
Because the states
that in
wanted
the
that.
original they did want that.
Yeah.
But when the U.S. was founded, they took that away in order to make the United States a more secular nation than the parts of it that were originally not.
Yeah, I'm unsure of the exact use in all 4 or 5 instances, but just the fact that it was there, and then our moralities line up very much with like the Ten Commandments and such, and again, the whole idea of crucifixion. So I think all those principles are very much there, but there is a recognition of separation versus church and state, and I think he recognized that, right? He would have more of a nuance saying he maybe would advocate for more church representation, but
I think that was a big thing too, is that he advocated for Christian values, but the only Christian values that he advocated for was a specific interpretation of Christianity, stemming from his specific version of Christianity, stemming from the specific Bible that he used in the specific context that he happened to find himself in.
I think well, I mean, let's be real. I mean, we had slaves after we founded the Constitution, which is completely unbiblical.
Yeah.
Right? That's a whole other debate, but it's not biblical.
I disagree with that. I think it is biblical.
Okay. That's a whole other debate. But we clearly did things that were for and against the Bible. It was the basis, and it was just general rule Christianity. We didn't have like extreme things from this sect of religion or this sect of religion. But I agree with you in the subjectivity of it all, and that's where we keep separated.
I think that's where I'm coming from, though, is the actual functional application of what is now called Christian nationalism is dangerous and harmful. Not only does it marginalize people, but it moralizes things specifically based off of a specific moral framework from a specific interpretation of Christianity.
Yeah.
And I think that's my biggest issue with it.
Is reasonable issues. I would love for you to have got to debate with Charlie Kirk on those things.
That would have been great.
But he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
It's not a big personal stance of mine. I'm not like huge on that. I do think it's largely what made America so great to begin with. But
I think that was one of his main things, though. I mean, at least the way that people portrayed him was as a prominent Christian nationalist.
Yeah. He advocated for Christian principles being the law. Absolutely. And I don't fully agree with all those arguments. I don't know all of his arguments on those things, but that was what
Do
he
you
argued
personally
for.
think that Americans should be following Christian values, and what would that mean?
No,
to you?
I don't think we should force any citizens to follow a religion's doctrine. I think we have to work through logic and stuff, but I do think we get best good outcomes when we go to a religious source like Christianity over just secularism.
Which version? Because you brought up the slavery example. You said it was unbiblical.
Yeah.
Many people would disagree with that. In fact,
Yeah.
people prior to the abolition did not think that slavery was unbiblical, which is found in the biblical text. You find it all throughout the Old and New Testament.
They justified it with the Bible, and then up north they were saying why it was wrong through the Bible, right? So there was a definite conflict there. I don't know. I don't have all the verses memorized. I don't have all the reasons memorized, but there was just an argument that I think deserves to be in the public space.
I think that would be the issue with saying that America was not only founded but should be continue to be based off of Christian values, is those values are undefined and subjective. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay. We don't disagree then.